Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
So I lost my job last year during the pandemic, which was awesome because I did not want to be doing that. Um,
Yay,
but the
pandemic.
thing that yay, yeah. Um, but I, the avenue that I really want to go, and I feel like this is like trying to create pressure so that I will actually do it, um, is being a support for neurodivergent folks. I have ADHD and complex PTSD. And like my friends, I've always kind of played a role of being almost like a counselor or therapist. Like they joke when they've got something in their life, they call me, we talk it out, and that's a role that I really like to play. And I'd like to take the jump to help people um, in ways that I needed support throughout my life, but I don't necessarily have like credentials. So I want to be kind of like a peer support for people, not like a therapist, um, because a lot of the help that I've received has been from people who had lived experience with the same
Mhm.
things that I've experienced. So I'm trying to figure out how to move forward with that. But every step of the way, it's like I get in my own way. Like when people invite me to do something and they're like, I'd like to exchange money for this. I'm like, oh God, that's so uncomfortable. How about we just do it for free? Or, like, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't get paid for what you're good at. Oh, that would be awful.
Oh, yeah, it's really hard. So then, but I'm like worried now because like the pressure is like, okay, you need to go back to a 9 to 5 soon. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting because I haven't throughout the last 10 months created the thing that's going to sustain me, like not even a close, not even a little bit.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
What's wrong with getting paid to help people? Wow, your energy just
nothing really.
dropped.
Oh, really? I don't
Yeah.
know if there's anything wrong specifically. Oh,
Is it wrong to charge people when they need help?
no, I don't think so. Or maybe it is. Actually, yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, that's
I
what's
think,
running in you.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay. So that's why you keep saying, oh, no, no, the money, because it's like, no, this person's coming to me for help and I'm going to ask for money. That's horrible. I should just help them.
I guess like when I've needed the most help, it's when I have the least amount of money. And
Okay.
so, and it really feels like it should be accessible to people when they're doing really poorly. They should have access to resources that are going to help them, regardless of how much money they have to offer.
So the thing to remember is everyone's creating their own reality. So when you create a reality that when I need the most help, it shows up, then that's what's going to happen. Right. But there are people out there saying, my reality is my life is always a struggle and no one's ever around to help me. And so that's what they create.
Mm.
There's people that are creating the reality. I never have enough money to afford the help I need. And that's what they create. Right? And so when you realize that everyone's creating their own story, they're not doing it consciously, but that's what they're doing, then it becomes clear that you don't have to um, make sure that you help all these people that don't have money, because a lot of those people will refuse to help because it goes against the story. A lot of those people will take the help and then not make any progress because it goes against their story. So who you really want to work with are those people that are in the story that they need help and are willing to come up with the funds or already have the funds so that they can get your support. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to help the people that you feel are the ones that need it the most, even though they may not actually want it, because you don't know what stories they're running. So who you want to target are the ones that need it and are willing to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you really start to think about all the different stories running around, and you're not responsible for, and there's the other thing is, are you responsible for all these people that are suffering and need that help?
No.
Okay, so that's not coming up true. So first, let's get rid of that. Are you willing to destroy the belief that you're responsible for all these people that are suffering and need your particular help?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that when people pay for help, they tend to shift in a bigger way, right? And it's an interesting way that human beings work. So I found that if I put on a $50 workshop, people will come in and get $50 worth of change. But if I put on a $5,000 workshop, they'll come in and they're like, oh my God, the changes were huge. It was incredible, because that investment makes them say, oh, fuck this, I'm going to get a lot of change out of this. So if you're trying to create a business and you're like, oh, I got to be really, really low with my prices because people are struggling, then you might get all these tiny little changes out of people. And you're struggling because you're not charging much, you're not making income, and it's all just a horrible thing overall. But if you're willing to pay what you're worth and you recognize what you're worth, other people will see that. They will have the money, they will find the money, people will give them the money so that they can get the help they need from you. But you have to be in that belief that you're worth it and that you deserve to get paid for the help that you give people. So are you willing to destroy the belief that it's wrong to ask for money from people who need help?
Yes. It's interesting. A belief just like came up when
Mhm.
you said that last thing. That was because I've noticed that in like a paid thing, people, I almost see it as like false, like how demonstrative they become about how much change they've experienced in some ways. And it's like
Yep.
they're trying to be like a good participant for the host is kind
Yep.
of how I see it. Like they're not even realizing maybe how something isn't actually that effective, but they've just invested so much that they want to believe it's effective. But I can
Mhm.
also see how like, yeah, belief is everything. And if they're believing that they're having a shift, then they are getting the value. And yeah, there's just something interesting in there.
Yeah. And it's all the different stories that are running.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, so that's bringing up something else that's going inside you. So, are you willing to destroy the belief that you can't make your prices too high so that people think they're getting help when they're not actually getting help?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing that's hard for facilitators, for healers, for people that are helping other people improve their life. You are responsible for creating the container, for giving the contribution to those people. You are not responsible for them taking it. That's on them. And if you get upset that you've done all this stuff, but people aren't shifting, right, then you're going to go into self-judgment about yourself. You're going to try to find ways to manipulate the situation rather than be in the situation. That could be lowering your prices or whatever, like going into a false sort of space to just try to get results rather than allow results to happen. And that's going to affect your business, right? So
Mhm.
when I do workshops, some people have huge shifts and some people don't have any shifts, and some people have small shifts, and it just varies. It's where each person is. But I found, like, as I talked with the addiction, if they keep coming and they come and shifts occur, and then breakthroughs start to happen. So you have to feel that same way with whoever you're working with, right? Be the biggest contribution you can to them in that moment, but the change is ultimately their responsibility because it's their life.
Yes.
Okay. So, and it's funny because right now we're starting week 2 of a 8-week boot camp for people that want to start a business. And I work on the mindset to clear out all these kinds of beliefs. Each week I work on the whole group to clear out the mindset. But then there's also a practical thing on how to get your business registered, how to do your website, how to attract clients, how to do your marketing, your branding. So that might be something you're interested in. If you are, just send me a message and we'll work on that later. But it sounds exactly where you are right now. Okay, so how are you feeling? Same, better, worse, different?
Good. Yeah, there's like a kind of nice bubbly thing happening. I feel good.
Cool. There we go. That's the shift happening. All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.